Pennridge School Board. I would like to start by calling this meeting to order and then pledging allegiance to the flag. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Cron, would you call the roll?
Mr. Casper?
Here.
Mr. Deming?
Here.
Mrs. Miller? Here. Mr. Regomo?
Here.
Mr. Sarnes?
Here.
Mrs. Schmidt? Here. Mr. Thompson?
Here.
Mrs. Yardley? Here. Dr. Yarnell?
Here. Thank you. The first order of business is to elect a temporary president to preside over this reorganization.
I would like to, Mr. President.
Can you use your
nominate
microphones,
Mr.
people?
Casper.
Can't hear you.
2 out of 3 of
I'd
you
like-
haven't used it so
I'd
far.
like to nominate Mr. Barry Casper.
Do I have a second to that nomination?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. Do I have any other nominations? Do I have a motion to close the nominations?
I make a motion to close the nominations.
And do I have a second to that nomination?
Second.
Thank you. At this point, we will go to Mr. Casper. It is your microphone.
Okay, thank you. This is the meeting every year where we elect a new president for a one-year term. So the next motion is to, I'd like to call for nominations for president to serve for a term of 1 year. Mr. Deming?
I'd like to nominate Dr. Yarnell.
Seconds? Second.
Second.
Mr. Deming nominated and Mrs. Schmidt second. Mrs. Schmidt second. Are there any other nominations? Mr. Thompson?
Move the nominations be closed.
Okay, first, no more nominations, so, okay, let's need a second. Mr. Thompson has made a motion to close the nominations.
Second.
Mr. Sarnes seconds it. So, being that there's only one nominee, I think we move to the secretary. There's not a vote is not required. Is that correct? Okay.
I don't know how you've done it in the past, but I suggest you have a voice vote, roll call vote. Ms. Cron.
Okay.
Sorry if I'm changing things up on you, but I suggest you do
Mr. Casper?
Aye.
Mr. Deming?
Aye.
Mrs. Miller? Aye. Mr. Regomo?
Aye.
Mr. Sarnes?
Yes.
Mrs. Schmidt? Yes. Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mrs. Yardley? Yes. Dr. Yarnell?
Aye.
Okay, that's 9-0. Is that correct, Anita?
Yes.
Okay, congratulations, Dr. Yarnell. The next motion is nomination for vice president, also to serve for a one-year term. So I'd like to then make this motion to do that. Any nominations?
I move to nominate Mr. Sarnes.
I'll second it. Excuse me, Steve. I'll second that nomination.
Okay, so Dr. Yarnell's nominated Mr. Sarnes, and the second is by Mr. Deming. Any other nominations for vice president?
Move the nominations be closed.
Mr. Thompson moves to close the nominations.
Second?
Second. The second is Mrs. Yardley.
No, Mrs. Schmidt.
Oh, that was Mrs. Schmidt, I'm sorry. Now I see how you get it wrong.
Yes.
So, once again, one nomination. Shall we do a roll call again?
that. Yes, please.
Mr. Casper?
Yes.
Mr. Deming?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller? Yes. Mr. Regomo?
Yes.
Mr. Sarnes?
Yes.
Mrs. Schmidt? Yes. Mr. Thompson?
Yes.
Mrs. Yardley? Yes. Dr. Yarnell?
Yes.
Okay, is that 9-0 again?
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Nita. All right, I think at this point, it gets turned back over to the newly elected president, Dr. Yarnell.
Thank you, Mr. Casper. I do want to, before we close this meeting and move on to the regular board meeting for December, I want to thank board members and the administrators for the effort and cooperation that they have given me and each other this year. I certainly appreciate that, and I hope that will continue into 2015. At this point, we'll move on to the second meeting of the evening. That's this regular meeting, and again, I would like to call this meeting to order, followed by Mrs. Cron. Would you call the roll?
Mr. Casper.
Here.
Mr. Demme.
Here.
Mrs. Miller. Here. Mr. Agomo.
Here.
Mr. Sarnes.
Here.
Mrs. Schmidt. Here. Mr. Thompson.
Here.
Mrs. Yardley. Here. Dr. Yarnell.
Here. Thank you. At this point, we have student recognition. I believe we have two sets of student recognition tonight. The first has to do, I believe is being presented by Mr. Benson. Is Mr. Benson in the audience?
Yes.
Mr. Benson would come forward.
Good evening. It's on. Good evening. I'm a marching band director. They can hear me. Actually, I'm here to let Maya Hayden speak. As you may recall, this past beginning of this year, she was accepted into the National Orchestra for student musicians. Basically, she had to send an audition tape, and she had to go to Allstate in each of the states. There's 50 of them, plus I think there's one other one, too, one of the territories. She had to send in a tape, and she was chosen as one of the top 12 horn players in the country. It's a really amazing honor. But most importantly, I wanted her to speak about her own experience. She went to Nashville, and I have to tell you, when I was her age, I wish I could have had the same experience, too. So without further ado, here's Maya Hayden. Is this going to... supposed to be on, I guess? Testing. What?
You working a minute ago.
Smack it.
You're a section leader.
I am a section leader. I
Go
can use
ahead.
my marching band voice if you'd like.
Why don't you go up here and use this one?
All right. We're gonna sit down or stand up?
However you want.
All right. Can everyone hear me?
Have a seat.
All right. Hello, my name is Maya Hayden. I'm a horn player, and I have been playing French horn for approximately 8 years and loving it. Recently, I have applied early decision to Swarthmore College, very selective college, and I'll hear back in 2 weeks. So as you all know, I have gone to several music festivals throughout the past year. I went to district band and orchestra and auditioned as first chair, and I went to regional band and orchestra, which is, I'm pretty sure, District 11 and District 12. And then I moved on to state band, and as Mr. Benson said, I then sent in an audition tape, which took a couple takes, I must say, for nationals. And of course, to be eligible for all nationals, you have to make it to states in the first place. And you know, my horn teacher was like, "Oh, you know, it'll be fine. You know, you could possibly make it." And I had my doubts, and then I got an email saying, "Oh, you've been accepted into the national concert band." And I was thinking, "Wow, this is pretty cool. I'm really excited, even though orchestra is really where my heart lies." And then a day later, I got an email from the admissions people at NAFME, which is the National Association for Music Education, and they said, "You have been accepted into the National Symphony Orchestra." And I said, "This is great. I'm totally okay with this." And of course, they told me I had to choose one, and obviously I chose Symphony Orchestra. And I played with the top 6 horn players in the orchestra at 4th chair, playing 3rd horn, and phenomenal experience. I had to play with the best musicians of my age group in the country. People, of course, there was actually, I think, one person from Alaska and a few people from Oregon, and most of the people from around the East Coast. And I just really like to thank the school board for enabling me to go to nationals and go to these music festivals, because an incredibly life-changing experience, and it has made me a better musician. And I really thank you for that. And I'm hoping in the future, future generations will be able to have the same opportunity to go to these music festivals as I have, because they're an incredibly life-shaping and changing experience. And there might be a trumpet player in like 4th grade tooting on his trumpet. No one will have any idea that he'll be in the same place I am, and will hopefully be able to go to Nashville and play with the National Symphony as well. Does anyone have any questions about the music festivals, the music program?
Mine is not a question, but I do want to congratulate you. I think you've made the school and your music peers proud. It's certainly wonderful when we have students who achieve at this level. I hope you continue with your music. I think that's a wonderful career and interest. I have never attended Swarthmore College, but everybody that I know who has thinks that's a great place. So I hope you get that decision in your favor and that you accomplish your goals there. And good luck.
Thank you.
Tess.
Now it works.
Of course, now it works.
Nicely.
Mr. Benson, do you have anyone else?
Thank you, Mr. Loeffler. We have wanted to talk today briefly about our marching band season, because it just got over about, obviously Thursday we had a game, disappointing, yet still a really great game for us to be there and support the football team. But also our competition season ended. So I have 2 students here. Veronica Mang was our spirit captain. Her job this year was to keep the morale up and all the positive things flowing and creating activities for the kids. She's here to talk about what it was like to be in the marching band as a student. And Kim Solayan, our drum major, is also here to talk about the competition and all the goals that we try to achieve and how we got there. So without further ado, ladies.
Okay. So my name's Veronica. Like you said, I'm the captain of the band. So that puts me right below the drum majors in command, and I'm still part of the band. So I'm on the field with everybody else. And speaking from the band's perspective as just one of the students, your support as a board has been not without impact. Obviously, marching band is a huge time commitment, and we spend 3 practices a week after school, and those are about 2 hours long. And then we have Fridays and Saturdays. That takes up most of our day. This is all for marching band. So it's obviously a very time-consuming process. And to know that we have the support of the board and just the district is very good for the band, because we feel the pride of being part of Pennridge. Without the support, it feels very disconnected, but I think as a school in Pennridge High School, we've become more collective, I guess, in the last few years, and like at games, we interact with the student body more. So as your support has been very much impactful to the band, and I thank you for that. So here's Kim.
This is actually our,
Yeah. Recently, we were just at Cavalcade Championships, and we were in the largest division, which I think was Patriot Division, which was 90 members and up. We're 150 members. We definitely were so much bigger than the rest of the bands there, and that was interesting to see how that impacted it. This is the award we got. We got 3rd place, which is very impressive. We have not been to a Cavalcade Championship in over 10 years, and this was our first time getting back into Cavalcade. And it's a totally different kind of competition than what we're used to. We're used to ones where it's just all about the marching, and Cavalcade's more about the props and how you, the artful aspect of marching band. So the fact that we got 3rd competing against bands that aren't having shows like ours was very impressive. Some other accomplishments we've had this year was we had Best Brass at one of our competitions. We've gotten all superiors, ranking in the top division for most of our festivals and competitions. We've also gotten to have a lot of fun opportunities, like Halloween game, we got to dance to Thriller on the field. It was quite fun. Also, we got to be on NBC 10 News. We were the band of the week. And I think those kind of opportunities that you enable us to have definitely made the band stronger. And it's a family for 150 of those kids. And I thank you so much for giving them that opportunity for, to grow and be part of Pennridge and be Pennridge proud. So thank you for that.
Thank you for representing the school district and very well, obviously.